Good morning, good morning. Let's see, 15 until the open, and just gonna be focusing on MES and MNQ micro features. You just follow the SPY and Qs. So that's what I did yesterday. It's what I plan to do from now on in terms of trading. Is just focusing on these two tickers. So. Excuse me. Let's draw some lines. So daily chart here of MES, which follows the SPY, starting to go sideways, actually making a head and shoulders pattern as well. So be interesting to see if this MES is going to hold this area of support right here. So you got a shoulder here, head here, shoulder here. Engulfing candle right now on the daily chart of this bullish candle. So let's draw some lines. Excuse me. Let's go to the 240. Shrink up the bars here. Simplify it a little bit. Okay. Let's see. So top of shoulder, about right there. About right there. Okay, so area of resistance here, just top of the shoulder range. We had marked. Seems like when price gets up here, it's struggling to push above it. So we did catch a nice long yesterday. That worked out nicely. So see if there's any opportunities today. Let's get back to the 240 minute. Okay, so daily chart, you can tell I just marked the bodies, the low of the bodies of these candles, and then pretty much the bottom of this range. Last area of support here. Alright, MES. It has its support and resistance drawn, so areas I'll be planning to watch for. Yesterday's trade, let's see, 9:30. yesterday's trade, we caught this breakout long right here. Got a long right here and got out at the top here yesterday. So that was a successful trade. So we're gonna see if we can do anything with today's. Already starting to break down through this range. Lots of liquidity as well. Volume's already picking up on some of these candles. Whew, excuse me. All right, let's check out MNQ. All right, so MNQ here. Can remove that. Let's look at the daily. Not so much a head and shoulders pattern. But seem like it's topping over for a push down. Maybe see a buyer step in at some point. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so that area marked seems like a good level. And then area resistance, a couple touches right up here. You can see right here, tested it, tested it, tested it. So, and then tested it here as well. So, we'll see. See what the market does here. Let's see. I wonder if we got a trend going down. See if that follows suit. MES crawled back up into this range that we marked. Alright, so just gonna be paper trading today. Gonna plan a paper trade for probably 2 months at least. This will be the longest time that I will have paper traded since I've been trading, and it's been about 5 years total. So it's time that I go this route, really hone in on my strategies, switching to just futures and watching two tickers, if you want to call them that, or two stocks, not two stocks. basically 2 charts. So with stocks, I would watch like anywhere from 5 to 10 charts, which is just way too much. Just overload, sensory overload, and always forcing something, seeing if I can find opportunity, looking at all the tickers and stuff in the stock. So with just watching 2 charts here, MES, MNQ, this will really water down my selection. So this will allow me to be a bit more picky in terms of taking a trade, not forcing anything. And as you can see here on my chart, I got rid of all indicators, no VWAP, no moving averages, no pivot point. So just marking areas of support and resistance myself, and then watching price action based off volume and the tape. So, and it worked out yesterday. So just gonna keep sticking with this plan. I'm gonna use the bathroom here, bathroom break, and we'll be right back on. All right, market is open. Gonna just see what the market brings us here. 'Cause I tend to do much better after 15 minutes of the open, so I'm gonna wait at least 15 before I do take a trade. Even if there is an opportunity to take a trade prior to, and it looks like it's a good setup for me, I'm still going to wait and be picky. So that is the plan. Oh, excuse me. So far, you can see it's been kind of going back and forth here within this range. Pretty big rejection on that 1 minute candle, opening candle. This one right here, bought up, sold off. Trying to hold support here at this 73.80 level. See if that does. If we look at MNQ, MNQ's been pretty bullish so far. Big shooting up nicely here. Volume's starting to decrease a little bit as we do move up. MES, right back in this range. If MES can get some juice and get going, it'll really help propel MNQ up. So if we do look at this trend right here, be interesting to see if this is going to respect that area and bounce off of it. So we'll keep an eye out on that. So far, just going sideways here for the SPY. That's good. So MES, big move up on MES. Big green candle here, bullish candle, bought up, sold off. Trying to find some support right here on the levels we marked. So MES breaking downs. See what this does here. I wonder if it's going to test this level, maybe make a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. So we have the shoulder right here, This is the head starting to form. Let's see if we kind of chop sideways here. If we just pull back and then make another shoulder. And see if we don't extend up. So a lot of volume there. Look at that candle. Pop back up. I don't want to take a long just yet. We aren't 15 minutes in. And to me, it's too early to take a long right now. But this is a nice bullish candle. MNQ is currently testing the trend line that we drew. Let's pull that up for you guys so you can see we're there right now. So far seems to be good for the long here on MES. MNQ's really bullish. That thing is on a tear right now. Pull that up. Another big green candle with lots of volume, so very, very bullish. If we look at the 5 minute here, could have been good for an open range break here, so sold off. And then our previous 5 minute candles right here. So he sold off, liquidated all the longs right here, and then play for the break of this 5 minute candle. We also have this support line that we drew, so play for the open range breakup. 1 minute here. This is a 1 minute chart. This is a good candle for confirmation. What would have been nice, at least for me, for the long, probably would have been this bot up right here. Come and retest this level here, see if it can hold support, show another good buyback bullish candle for a long up. But nonetheless, not gonna take a trade for at least the first 15, so gotta stick to the rules. That's the plan, that's the goal, and I do tend to do much better waiting. Excuse me. So MNQ has made some really big moves pre-market, or excuse me, first 10 minutes here. See, we've made our way through this trend. So what would be interesting or of interest is, can it hold above this trend line here? And can it act as support for it for the continuation long? Excuse me. Right now, MNQ is beginning to retest that trend line that we drew. Big pullback here on MES. bullet MNQ for you guys. Let's see. So you can see we tested it and it rejected it so far. So maybe this continuation play to downside is in effect. Making a bit of head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head. Let's see if price will respect these levels. Maybe come back up in here and test that. Testing these lows here of this 1 minute candle. Excuse me. If we look at MNQ here, big buy up. Be interesting to see if it eventually wants to test the lows here. To take a short here, I would need it to, I'd like to see it, yeah, start to break down here. Maybe trickle down a little bit, maybe to right here. Come back and retest this level. Maybe even this level. And then look for the short if it's going to continue down. And then play for this low of the opening. So just watching the price action here. Thing with MNQ here is there's these big fair value gaps. Like this one from here to here is a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap. Fair value gap just meaning that there's not much consolidation going on in between these areas. Like from here to here, this is a consolidation range. So all of this material right here is consolidation. So you wouldn't consider this a fair value gap. These big candles that just get extension with no sideways liquidity are considered fair value gaps. So MES looking to break down here. Let's look at MNQ. So MES seems to be trickling down. It's testing that low. Has some decent volume to the downside, so rejection here. I want to see if we get another rejection. Look for a short here. Take a short. So looking to make this move back down to here. So level we marked seems pretty weak to me, so stop's going to be above here. That's 28,944. Volume's pretty average, but breaking down nicely. Try to pull back, gets engulfed. Try to pull back again, sells off. So I'm looking for a continuation to the downside. So just one contract here. And I'm looking to target the pre-market low here. If MES can continue to push down, which it is, that's a nice candle for us. MES moving down as well, so target is going to be right here. Looking to see if we can continue this momentum to the downside. MES is pulling back pretty aggressively here. Could really use a rejection on MES. About to get stopped out here. Okay. Yeah, stopped out. So I need to figure out how to put a limit order in. But look at that squeeze candle. That's a huge candle. So down 101 right now. So that was MES or MNQ. Okay. So I'm tracking, just trading two things, right? MES, MNQ, and so by collecting data, MES, MNQ, yesterday's trade was a MES and it was a green trade. I also did take a trade on MNQ yesterday, and which failed as well. So I went 0 for 1 on that. So far when it comes to MNQ, I'm 0 for 2 in terms of trades, and then MES we're 1 for 1 right now. So by collecting this data and taking these trades over time, I can see which one I'm doing better at as well. Like, am I seeing a lot more winners with MES? Am I seeing a lot more winners with MNQ? If one seems much, if it seems like I'm getting much more winners within one over the other, then it'd be a good idea just to focus on strictly one ticker then rather than both for trades. So you can see we started to move down here on MES and then just have this monster buyback candle. Just a huge 1 minute candle. I'm really liking this rejection candle right here though. That's a good candle. I do like that. Might be just a bit late to the party. I think this will move down now. Let's see, MES trying to go back up. Volume's really drying out here. Seems like people don't know what they want to do right now. Thing is, I like the daily for Head and Shoulders breakdown. It's a daily chart, shoulder, head, shoulder. Thing is, this breakdown would have to happen. I mean, ideally while I'm on the computer, but if it were to complete that Head and Shoulders for a short to the downside, look at the volume decreasing as we go up. I think it still be good for the short, especially if it breaks these lows. See if it's going to continue to push up here. Watch this volume. This is important right here, is this volume. Seem to be hitting a sticky point to the upside. This is a good 1 minute candle, right? But why is the volume so low? So I'm currently just going a little bit sideways right here. Let's see if it pushes up. Testing those highs here. Look at the volume. This volume dying down. Let's see. It's gonna squeeze this stuff right here. Squeeze through it. Can it hold above it? Volume's picking up again, so that's bullish sign. So a bit of Head and Shoulders pattern. Got the shoulder here, head here, shoulder here. It's hard to say that this will be good for long for me though. The target area will definitely be this area here. Coming up on 15-minute closures here. See 15-minute on MES. Trying to hold above this support. MNQ showing a bit of resistance here. You can see we tested that trend line as well and rejected twice so far, so be interesting to see if it's gonna push up here. So spying cues are not really in sync in terms of like chart pattern. Much bigger ranges on the MES compared to MNQ. Let's see, 15-minute here. Big engulfing candle at the previous 15. MNQ showing some signs of weakness here. It's tempting to look for the short again here on MNQ. I do like that 15-minute breakdown. Volume's really died off here. Let's see. Volume's picking up. Try one more short here. One contract to the downside. Let's see if we can figure out how to put the stop in. It's a little different from so that didn't work. Let's say we still have our short. So if we click here, maybe go to stop. Okay, there we go. So we was able to figure out how to put our stop in. So hopefully looking to break this support area here on MNQ. First target will definitely be down here. So it's about a probably 3-to-1 risk to reward. Let's put in an order here. See if that'll work. Okay, cool. Check that out. See how that plays out. So really could use MES to break down here. If we look at MES, it's really finding support right here. If it can lose this area of support, like this rejection right here, if it can reject and lose this, it can definitely come down and retest these. Seems like MES is trying to move up a little bit. MNQ doesn't seem like it wants nothing to do with that. So if I had 2 contracts, I would probably close one position here and then let the other contract ride in hopes of losing this level here. That would be really sweet, but that'd be a fingers crossed idea. So MES pulling back here, squeezing right back up. MNQs could do the same thing. Seems like it wants to. Could really use the rejection here. MES has other plans though. Okay, big rejection on MES, which is great. MNQ. I think this will definitely at least slide to the level we marked. If it can hold. Nice, look at that candle. That's a beautiful candle for us. MES testing the look here, MES rejected our first level that we marked. If it can lose this level here, it's gonna push down to here. MNQ will definitely squeeze to our level that we marked for our target profit. Really could just use that rejection for MES to break down. It's a decent candle for us. Some decent volume here. Bought up, sold off. Let's see if it can squeeze to our target. Looking to get filled at 28,809. I don't necessarily want to put a trailing stop or anything right now. It came back and retested here. Almost there. Oh, so close. Look at that. Missed it by a penny or a tick. Okay, there we go. So why didn't it get filled? That's interesting. So order should have got filled here, but it didn't. Okay, so we've broken down. Let's see if we can just keep breaking down here. So for whatever reason, our order didn't get filled. If this retest here, I'm out. In hindsight, my order would have got filled here, so. If I had two contracts, we would have liquidated one right there and looked for a continuation down. Okay, so we cancel that. For whatever reason, that didn't work. So stops right here. See if we can continue to move down. Seem to be stalling right here. We are ready to get out here. Volume's really trying up here. I think we might have found a bottom for a pullback, so see if we can continue down. See, my question is, why didn't our order get filled here? Okay, we're ready to close out here if it squeezes up. Really love to see it hold below it, but it'd be nice to see if we can lose that area. It's a little support area. Again, stop is right here. If we get above that, we're out. There we go. Okay, we're gonna close it, liquidate it. So all out, had the one contract, got a nice move down. So shorted right here. Target was right here. I had the limit order in, but the limit order didn't get fit. Excuse me, didn't get filled. So, but nonetheless, that trade worked out. Let's see. So we end the day up 108 now. So that trade was $200, and that was MNQ. And if we finish the day up, up 100, and the previous trade was down 100, then we know that was a $200 trade. So let's I'll take a snip of this. Let's do that. Don't like that. Let's do another one. There you go. That looks better. Okay, let's create a new folder. Let's show all folders. Let's see that. Okay. So let's say call it green trades paper account. Let's do that. Green trades paper account. And then this would be a MNQ short. Let's see, when did we get in on this? Okay, we have that saved. So winning trade was at 10:01. Losing trade was at 9:46. So I'm also tracking my time of when the trades worked out. So being very specific here, 10:01. And look at that, nice breakdown. Seems like it may continue to break down. So, again, if we had two contracts, we definitely would have liquidated right here, right at that level. And then I would have had the one, just the one contract, and I would have just held it in terms of breaking this structure here and then seeing if it can't sell off throughout the day. And as you can see here, it's really starting to pick up some momentum to the downside. So that worked out. $200 trade, just one contract. My thesis for taking this trade, let's go over it here. 5-minute chart, it's not really much of a signal, so let's break it down here. So the reason why I took this trade on MNQ and got short right here, which is pretty close to where I got short last time, you can see my entry is also near a fair value gap, my short here, so you can see there's not much in terms of resistance here. So liquidity can happen rather quickly. And my reason for my short, so if we go back a couple candles here, we're starting to push back up again and then looking to break out long, maybe test these highs. But we get a nice rejection candle here on the 1 minute right there. Decent volume. And then we start to pull back. Volume really shrivels up on a couple 3-minute candles right here. And that was kind of my first thought as well. Is like if we go down below this range, this level here, and hold below it, I think we can fall back down. So then this previous 1 minute candle right here before I got in, we squeezed down below these shorts right here. So there's a lot of support at the level we marked. Squeezed down below it, closed below it as well with some decent volume. And so then from there I took my short with my stop being, I think we was going to do about right here. So pretty tight stop. This was definitely like probably a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 trade. Our entry again was 28,917 with our stop being 28,952. And when we get out, we got out at 28,807. So let's pull out the calculator, and it's breaking down now, man. So like I said, if I would have had two contracts, we definitely would have held for the continuation to the downside, because this can really start to sell off and continue to just trickle down. So okay, let's see where we're at. So we got in 28,917. Excuse me. Let's look at our stop. So our stop was going to be 28,952. Look at that, it's breaking down so nice. $28,918. So risking 34 points with one contract. So 34 points we're risking here. And the target, let's see. Let's write that down. And then when we liquidate our position, so we're short at 28,918, 28,918 minus 28,806 minus 28,806, 112. So we moved 112 points while we risked 34. So 369.12. This was almost a 4-to-1 risk to reward. It's like a 3.5. So that was an awesome trade. And look at this, man. It's just, this is looking beautiful to continue down. Okay, so let's go back to my thesis as well. Why did I take this short? So this is decent confirmation here for me to take this short. Looking to at least target the structure here, the opening candles of this range. But really what gave me my idea was on the 1 minute chart here. And this is MES, is this big rejection candle at 949, bought up, sold off. That was really interesting to me for the short. This was my first cue. Okay, and then as we do start to move up, look at this volume die down. We're moving up, but volume's dying down. And the previous candle here, big volume here, sold off. So this was the first signal for like, okay, it doesn't seem like we want to go up. And then as we continue to grind up here, volume's decreasing. So it's like, why is that happening? There's no interest. And with that being said, that's the market movers pushing the stock up. And then as we do get up here, start to get some extension, volume picks up, bit of a shooting star here. And then these next few candles, pretty important as well. Look at the volume die off again. If we're going to move up and hold above this range, why aren't we continuing to push up with increasing volume? But instead we get a pullback candle. And buyers, if they're going to step in, they're going to step in right here, right? So that's this candle, but look at the volume, dies off. So there's no interest. And then we do start to pull back here. Nice big red candle here. Volumes there. And then start to break down. And as we start to break down here as well, you can see again another big red candle with volume. And as we do try to pull back up, there is some decent volume to the upside. But once this candle turned over and engulfed this candle, and then just really big red candle, that was for sure a breakdown. So that's at 10:05. MNQ 10:05. So that rejection right on MES, once this thing turned over right here, that's when the juice really picked up for MNQ to break down and separate itself, create another fair value gap for the continuation down. So this, in hindsight, I mean, just a spectacular trade in terms of risk to reward. Just an obvious head and shoulders pattern on the MES for a continuation down. And really, it's just a matter of if we can lose this support area, which was this range right here. And once it did finally lose it, you can see we're really pushing down. So, beautiful trade. I would have held this this last contract. If I wouldn't have held this last contract like an all-day fader, I would probably just put a tight trend line here like this and see if it can continue to keep this momentum down, because it's moving down pretty aggressively. Sharp moves down usually can pull back rather fast. So if I were to get out, probably be around here if it doesn't close above here for my second contract, which would have been another, I don't know, 100 points. So really good trade there. And so 2 for 2, or excuse me, 1 for 2 on the day, but we finished the day up $100. So this was good. This was a fantastic trade. So with that being said, I'll be back at it again tomorrow, looking for opportunity, and continue to do this futures thing and master this skill. Try to master it, of course. So for anybody in here, again, thank you. Always much appreciated. And I'll be back at it again tomorrow.